Sorry about the delay. Sorry about the delay. Welcome in. Welcome in. The Eric Zane Show podcast, a daily show where I discuss news, nonsense, and my personal adventures from right here in the Impact Power Sports studio. As I was here doing my thing yesterday, and actually before I get into that, Dear Meathead happens in 54 minutes. This is the last Dear Meathead, excuse me, before his 90th birthday. How about that? If you want to get in and ask him a question, by all means, send it along. Eric at ericzaneshow.com. He loves hearing from you. Somebody suggested, I think it was Chris D, said, hey, ask him about the daddy-daughter dance fiasco. And I would, but the difficult thing with that is we're getting to a point, excuse me, in his dementia where there's a lot of things he just doesn't really happen. You know, it just doesn't kind of doesn't compute. It would be like if, somebody walked up to me and tried explaining how to program a computer. I'd be looking at him like, what? Huh? So yeah, I gotta keep him simple. I'd love to, but his brain is going the wrong direction. So we'll keep it simple. Thank you, Maureen. Linda says, ask him how many cards he's received so far. Yeah, I want to see, because that's going to be because people on Patreon have been sending him birthday cards. So I'm anxious to get from him how that has been going. Okay, there's a lot of stuff that I need to get into, including a bit of congratulations to our pal Kevin Kuipers. This is a screenshot that he posted, and it was league night or whatever, and Kevin's score is the one with all the zeros and the X's. My man rolled another 300. I mean, if you're on the bowling team here and you roll a 236, you finish. Look at this guy. He finished the game with strike, strike, spare, strike, 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 strike. And Kuipers, I mean, this guy thought he was doing something. We're rolling the 236, and Kevin's like, yeah, fuck you, man. Fuck. Fuck, you want me to bong another beer? Fuck, I need to go to bed. You want me to beer bong another third beer?
Are we going to beer bong another third beer?
After your third strike, did you howl?
Oh.
Fuck, man. Fuck off, I'm hammered.
Fuck off, I'm hammered.
Kuipers rolls another 300. How many have you rolled now, Kuipers? I mean, you must at this stage of the game be achieving some type of status level amongst other bowlers in and around Grand Rapids. Like if they see you walk in, they're like, "Ah, fuck, here he comes." When you're as far along in the bowling game as Kuipers, like on his post here. 300 game 3 tonight. Ball of choice all night was the Trend 2. He probably gets paid for this by whoever the fuck Trend 2 is. I don't know. Kuiper's the type of guy who he's so intensely great at bowling that he actually goes to the place where they make the bowling balls and observes them while they make the bowling balls. He is witness to his actual ball being made by whatever the fuck process they use to make goddamn bowling ball. Holy shit. Okay, so like in a 3-game series, Kuipers, I would say the holy grail would be 300 games in a row. I don't think that's ever happened by you. That's probably happened from someone, but my God, you are something else. Tyler says, I hope that after the last strike, you yelled out, who do you think you are? I am. 900 is a perfect series. It's what it's called. Now, I'm guessing, Kuipers, you haven't gotten to that point. Have you at least bowled 2 300 games? Chris says, can we play the Kuipers drops from the Zaniac Zooms? You might have just gotten here. We did. Kuipers says, highest I've had was an 827. So, or 821. Of that 821, were 2 of them 300s?
Jessica's calling you weak. Real man shotgun.
I can't play this. This is a bunch of fucking losers. I can't. I don't mind the Kuipers clips. But hearing all those other people kind of drives me up a wall. I can't do it. One of them is, I think might be Josh Brown. Josh is still all right. But the rest of those losers, I just can't do it.
No more. Jesus Christ, y'all trying to get me fucked up.
Jesus criminy, you're all trying to get me fucked up.
Good.
I'm good.
Good. God damn it. Y'all are trying to get me fucked up.
No more beer for Kevin.
No more beer. No more beer for Kevin.
Kuipers says, I've had 2 300s in one series. Amanda says, I like Mike telling him to molest his mom. I would too if I liked Mike. I just can't do it, though. All right, well done, buddy. Well done. That is very cool. Yesterday, I had been tipped off. The folks over at Fox 17 said, "Easy, we'd like to talk with you about the new radio station, the new morning show." And so I got to that point yesterday. I said, "Okay, we're talking about it now. Let's do it." They go, "All right, well, let's do it right away. Can we send a camera person over to your house?" I go, "Well, I'm leaving. I'm going downtown. I can tell you what. I can meet you downtown." And we can actually do it at a radio station because I'm going over to iHeart to do some work. And I'll meet you there, and we'll be in a radio station setting. And they go, okay, that's fantastic. So that's what we did. But to make it even better, I grabbed that sign over my shoulder. Excuse me. It says Q100 to... it's the illusion that we're actually at the radio station. So I'm walking down the streets of Grand Rapids, and all I needed, 2 things: that sign and a brush to make sure that my hair was perfect. So that it was. So they posted the story. Now I have not yet watched it, but I saw a thumbnail of it, and I have no color. And my face, there it is. My face is fat as fuck. My tits are sticking out. I look horrible. And it's just, the thing is, when you have a giant nose like mine, like when my face is just relaxed, the nose isn't so prominent. But the second that I start to grin like that, it's like I can flex my nose. It's so bad. So I am not at all pleased with this. Amanda says the TV angle makes you look big, unfortunately. I don't think it's the angle that makes me look big, Amanda. I think it's me that makes me look big. My God. Tyler says, yes, I love TV appearances of Gayrick Zaintunian. Amanda says, I was trying to be nice. Yeah, you don't have to be nice. Hell, come on now. So forget, who cares about the brush? No one's paying attention to your hair. They're only paying attention to your tits, you fat fuck. Audio check, video check. Let's see how Gayrick Zane I was. Gayrick Zaitunian, because as you know, when I'm on here doing the show, I'm communicating the way that I do. TV, it's different. This is going to be so cringeworthy. I'm already not happy. All right. Come on. It's probably going to be an ad here. I had this ready to go.
A voice you may recognize at Grand Rapids Griffin games and on a locally produced podcast will soon return to morning radio in Michigan. Eric Zane has been away from the morning drive for more than 5 years, but he'll be back by the end of the month.
So the morning show is called the Insane Asylum. I didn't
Oh, no.
think it up, but we're stuck with it because I've actually been working for the station for about 4 years doing a show called the Insane Asylum, which airs late nights. But then there was some change at the radio station, and they said, we want you to do the show on the morning. And I said, well, I'm all about it, so I'm excited.
Oh.
Zane left the nationally syndicated Free Beer and Hot Wings show in
That's not true. Was fired from
2016. He'll be working for Q100 Michigan, based out of Grayling. His show will feature him in a deep catalog of music. He tells us the station can be heard from Clare to the Mackinac Bridge and the entire tip of the mitt between the two lakes. If you don't live up north, you can always download the Q100 app.
What an ugly, ugly human being.
Zane says he's not quitting his podcasting and sports gigs. He'll be quite busy, but he's ready to take on all the work.
Thank you for featuring me. I appreciate that. That helps. But my God, what a fucking goblin. Holy shit. I.e., I think the name sucks. Wasn't my idea. That's true. I don't give a shit. Whatever. Yeah, you're right. I probably should not be, that disgusted with the name of the show. Well, it's true, though. I didn't name it the Insane Asylum. Not everything has to have a wacky name. Chris says, they say the camera adds 10 pounds. They must have had 4 cameras on you. Tyler says, immediately gay, LOL. Johnny B. Zeros writes, ha, 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 ha. PSN Bleach, wow. You know that's a wow with disgust. Kenny says, wow, hot. Donko says, this is so cool. Tim says that wasn't bad. Amanda says, LOL, he's talking for you. The entire tip, Chris says. Who are these Zanes? Video edition. Face made for radio. Oh, stop it. You look fine. Maureen says the same thing. You're much too hard on yourself. Patrick says, I like the name. Thought you looked fine. Kenny said, super smiley and all. LOL. Ryan says, well, it's already going well. You've insulted their marketing name. Nick says the camera adds 2 cup sizes. Whatever. God damn it. There's always somebody, though, who's an asshole. They posted the story on Fox 17 on their Facebook page. And I actually expected more heat because there's a lot of people that don't like me. When you post it to the Fox 17 page, you got a mixed bag of people. And I was surprised. I thought that there would be more people saying something negative. And much the same for the subreddit, the Grand Rapids subreddit. Somebody posted it on there, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, now this is where it's definitely going to get ugly. There was a lot of comments on there, but again, you never pay attention to the good ones. You only pay attention to the bad ones. And it was either on the subreddit or on the Facebook. It might have been the Facebook page. It was a Facebook page. Fox 17's Facebook page. Some lady wrote, he said some not so nice things about a child during the Board of Commissioners meeting. Now, if you recall, that was the moment when that little brat went up to the microphone after being groomed to say, coached to say all sorts of fucking rude shit about gay people and just awful, bigoted, horrible, brainwashed shit. And then I found out after the fact that was the daughter of tractor ass Kristen Megyn Kelly. And then I put on her page, "You're disgusting for doing that to your kid." Well, that got her on the warpath. And Mama Tractor Ass Bear then proceeded to try to ruin everything that I'd built on this show by reaching out to them and saying, "Look at what this scumbag said. He said he wants to see my daughter eating a vagina," which is not true. I didn't say I want to see your daughter eating a vagina. I said, I bet one day Grandma walks in on her and she's eating a vagina. That's what I said. Well, that fucking fat ass bitch took that and said, "Oh yeah, Eric wants to watch my child having sex," or something like that. And I'm like, God damn it. So she then proceeded to go on that's what that lady is referring to on the Fox 17 page. "Oh, he said something terrible about a child."
Hi, my name is Kristen Megyn Kelly, and I believe I've called and left a message earlier today. I'm just trying to get some
This is the message of her calling one of the sponsors, who then immediately sent the message to me.
feedback from whoever would be in charge in making the decision to sponsor the Eric Zane podcast. I am the mother of a child that he spoke about on his podcast in a sexual manner, including sex acts that he wants my 7-year-old to perform.
That's my favorite. "Hey, I was wondering if you could get your 7-year-old daughter to have sex so I could watch." Like I said that.
I've had the sheriff involved. Several sponsors have already backed out, and I believe in nonviolent free market solutions. I'm a veteran, so I greatly support free speech, but this is not protected speech when discussing sexual acts of a minor. It was an attack on me and my family, and it's one thing to have an opinion of adults, but again, it's not protected speech to speak sexually about a 7-year-old girl.
I didn't. I said one day.
If you would like to see the evidence, and I have seen on social media someone is messaging people to not talk about it, but they want your business to know that your name is flat behind the screen when he's saying these things. You can call me if you'd like. My number is area code 405-694-8346, but I would really like to know if your business supports this type of rhetoric.
Yeah, they do.
And I would just like to hear back from you. Thank you very much for your understanding and your time. Thanks.
All right. Here's the evidence.
Thank you for all
I hope Grandma one day walks in on this kid eating a vagina.
of your assistance and hope.
That's a great line. And the kid was busy saying, "Thank you, Mr. Moss, for protecting us from groomers." You know, gay people. My God. And at the end of the day, this would have never happened if the parents didn't brainwash the kid to say hateful shit at a Board of Commissioners meeting. It sounds so bad. Listen to that.
Thank you for all
I hope Grandma one day walks in on this kid eating a vagina.
of your assistance and hope.
Hey, I've got a 7-year-old grandchild. This kid sounds like it's like the kid's brain is compromised. Like not only brainwashed, but that just, no offense, but that sounds like a dumb kid. Like I wouldn't be surprised if that kid, shits in her hand. This is a fucked up child. There's no question. Amanda says, I wonder if that kid went to a daddy-daughter dance. Patrick says she twisted that to fit her own narrative, and you made light of the situation. It was hilarious. Oh, I know. Yeah, that's why I'm not backing off of it. It was a great joke. It was a tremendous line. This is a similar person, similar phone call from a person named Kelly Megan Kristen.
Hi, my name is Kelly Megan Kristen, and I'm the sponsor of the Eric Zane podcast when
Sponsor of the show.
discussing sexual acts of a minor.
Again, hello. My name is Kelly Megan Kristen, and I am a sponsor of the Eric Zane Show podcast when discussing sexual acts of a minor.
Hi, my name is Kelly Megan Kristen, and I'm the sponsor of the Eric Zane podcast when discussing sexual acts of a minor.
So every time I discuss sexual acts of a minor, this person, Kelly Megan Kristen, not related to Kristen Megan Kelly at all, is the sponsor.
It's protected to speak sexually about a 7-year-old girl. If you would like to see the sexual acts of a minor, I'm just trying to get some sexual acts of a minor from whoever. Several 7-year-old girls have already backed out. I'm a veteran, but
backed out. So frustration because the 7-year-old girls have backed out.
I would really like sexual acts of a 7-year-old girl, and I would just like sexual acts of a minor. Thank you very much for your understanding and your time.
All right. Well, just about time for that all to die down and get stoked again. That ought to do it. That ought to do it. Ryan says, is Q100 aware of this incident? I can see that wicked witch making some more free marketing solution calls. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem. Nowadays, if that ever does happen, you can just say, well, yeah, it was AI. I don't know. Somebody took some AI, some stalkers took some AI, and that's the end of it. Oh, fuck. I'm minding my own business. I'm innocent. Deny till you die. Megan is here. Not that Megan. The Megan. Megan from Irvine's. Ryan says, I haven't dusted off evil AI Zane in a while. Yeah, that was a bright and hot display when we had EZ AI or AI EZ. All right. But we are now a couple days closer. On Wednesday, that is a big day. And what's remarkable is I'll be here. I think the plan is to get this show done at its normal time. And then I have an actual crew of people coming in here to fit this studio with everything I need to start the morning show on Monday. What's interesting, though, is I won't actually be here when they're doing it, which is a little bit weird. Because they're basically just going to be tromping through the house, setting shit up. Now, it's not that I don't trust these people. It's Dave Grant, who I've known forever, and my new pal over at Q100, JJ, who's going to set up all the tech stuff while Dave is doing some rewiring and all this other shit. And then I'm going to be playing fucking Slap and Tickle on the radio at iHeart doing the Huge Show. And then after that, I stay downtown and immediately go across the street to the hockey arena because I got a hockey game to do. I'll come back in here Friday night and all this shit will be set up and I won't have any idea how to even use it. So it would be a great idea if I could have someone here to teach me, but we don't have that luxury because I'm booked solid. So that's a little bit scary to me, okay? So we set up all this stuff, and then Saturday morning, first thing, I'm on the phone with JJ saying, all right, fucker, walk me through this. How does this work? What button do I hit to get on the radio? Chris says, will the Ben and Eric shows continue when you start up on the radio? I know you got to get up early. Well, that's the plan. You know, the Ben and Eric shows, they're done by 8:30. So there is, literally no reason why I cannot. I waste a lot of time, I'm figuring out, because as I now move towards this period of time where I'll be doing all of these things during the day, I'm trying to get acclimated to that type of pace and environment. That's why when I've been getting done with the free podcast, I've immediately been starting the Patreon. I'm learning that when I do that, everything else kind of falls into place quicker. And I'm under the impression that for the past 5 years, I've been wasting so much time when the free podcast would end. And then I'm like, oh, well, let's go fuck around, look at the internet, go for a walk, do this, do that. That I'm wasting a lot of time. I think the best advice I got was from Rick when he said, get done with your radio show, get right after your podcast, and after your podcast, get right after the Patreon. I think that's actually working out. Because the second you let off the gas, you're like, oh, fuck, I can't do it anymore. I'm tired as shit. You don't have time to be tired. Get your shit together. Okay? Like today's a ridiculous day. Listen to this. I get done with this show, and I might even stop this show a few minutes early because this is such a bizarre schedule. Immediately start the Patreon. Okay? At 11 a.m. Eastern time, I have to interview Waylon. The band just put out a full-length album, and I'm chatting with them about it. So we're talking starting the Patreon bonus podcast. If I don't start it right after, it's going to go right into my time with Waylon. Can't have that shit. All right, so Waylon gets done. And then right at noon, I've got another podcast with Christian Blatt. Another edition of Who Are These Broadcasters? We did it yesterday, but we're doing another version of it today for next week because we won't be here next week, or he won't be here next week. So, oh my God. And that'll get done just in time for me to, whatever, get a shower, let the dogs out, and then go to iHeart downtown to do the Huge Show. Holy shit. My God. Thank God my voice hasn't given out. I think I've got some type of superpower. Ever since I shed that illness, I'm like ready for anything. Tim says, don't mind the dead air time. It's just Eric taking a quick cat nap. How is Meathead going to handle his show changing times? Chris says, LOL, EZ can't say no. This is true. And actually, a couple weeks ago, I committed to starting to say no. And the reason why I'm doing because Diana said, she goes, I said, I'm doing the Huge Show. She goes, I thought you said you were going to start saying no. I go, well, I didn't say no 2 months ago when they asked me. It was always yes, yes, yes. So there's that. Now, going forward, I am really going to start to say no. Because now we're getting into that zone where it's just too much. With the exception of striping parking lots. Some of you still cannot believe that the idea, with the whole idea and concept of me getting done with my broadcast/podcast day at like 1 in the afternoon, which is not that different than what I had been doing. In fact, it's right on. And then on the back half of the day, hanging out with legend Tim Mayer to stripe parking lots. And you're like, oh, why are you doing that? I said, well, it's 1 in the afternoon. What the hell do you want me to do? I mean, at best, I'll be waking up. Okay, if I get up at 6:20 right now, I plan on getting up at 5 to do the morning show. Maybe not initially. I might get up earlier than that just to get things running. But once I get up and running, 5, even later. I mean, let's be honest here. I'm cracking the mic and saying, hey, that sticks. Here's Phil Collins or whatever the hell. I mean, it's not like this where I'm, Chris says, and work at Bosco's. Yeah, Bosco's too. Yeah, I got to do that too. But don't forget, Bosco's, that's at night. So on a Monday, typically I will work on a Monday at Bosco's. Maybe 1 day a week. That's it. Then I just won't stripe parking lots that day. You guys got to understand. it's like I'm single right now. Or it's like, well, when you're married but no kids at home, so much opens up. And I'm experiencing that right now. We have a lot of time on our hands, Diana and I. A lot of time. Okay? And when you're like me with ADHD, sitting still is absolute torture for me. Something has to be going on. I don't watch TV. I don't do anything really leisurely. But the only thing I do that's full on not working is working. When we go up north, it's time to chop some wood. It's time to pick up some sticks. Everybody's sitting around the fire eating. I'm walking. It's getting worse. I'm getting more hyper as I age. So it's a superpower, frankly. I'm blessed to have it. I love it. Nick says, 1 p.m., best time to be on blacktop in the summer, LOL. You are going to turn very Middle Eastern looking. Oh, I know it. I know it. But I like the idea of actually doing a job where I'm moving. Okay? Because this is just sitting here. So it's not the healthiest thing. It's a sedentary job, this is. And I'm kind of a spaz. And I can't run. You know, my knee is destroyed. Amanda says, God, I'm single with no kids at home. I work 6.5 hours a day, and I come home and do nothing. Oh, that sounds like torture to me. No, thank you. Chris says, you'll have to come stripe our fields with Timmy sometime. We're back on the schedule starting end of the month. All right? Parking lots, athletic fields. Shoreliner striping. Love it. Patrick says this is definitely one of Fistor's least talked about superpowers. Says Patrick. By the way, Patrick had my back in another Facebook fight. I'm kind of an asshole on Facebook, but you know, I can't just let shit go. The preview for tomorrow's Who Are These Free Beers? I posted it. Coming up on Thursday on Patreon, Ben Glaze and Easy kickoff. Big Fraud Thursday with Who Are These Free Beers? Ben and Easy review recent segments from one of America's top radio shows. This week, Ben and Easy review another hard-hitting FBHW show topic. The Great Butter Shape Debate is an all-timer. Hold on a second. I got to edit something. Can I edit this? Yeah. There's a comma there that doesn't need to be there. Sorry. So, all right. And I did start reviewing that. Wait till you hear this, folks. And I posted the screenshot from their rundown of their segments. And look, there you go. Butter stick size. They wrote it down at an hour 17:51 in. Jason Kelsey retires, followed up by butter stick size. A topic of conversation on the world famous Free Beer and Hot Wings show. All right. Well, that usually leads to some people talking shit about me who don't like me. Now, this is on my page. Now, I don't know about you, but when that happens, I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity. I'm not going to try to convince anybody. I'm gonna pick a fight. Ryan here says, imagine getting fired from a show 8 years ago and continuing to use that show to stay relevant. Now, it's the to stay relevant that annoys me. We are absolutely using that show. To stay relevant, I mean, I don't know if how relevant I am in the when you consider just the podcast world. I think the only thing relevant is that I'm not. There's no way that by doing the podcast, I'm like relevant. It's a podcast. It's a lot of fun. It's my livelihood. Those things I'll all agree with you on. But the goal isn't to, hey, let's go make fun of Free Beer and Hot Wings just so we can stay relevant. First of all, it's easy and everybody seems to like it. Let's start with that. So he's going with the imagine getting fired from a show 8 years ago that continue to use that show, then continuing to use that show to stay relevant. I wrote, yeah, imagine thinking that you are an attractive couple. Okay, so that's, it's the whole you go low, I'm going lower. Now, truth be told, she actually is pretty cute, Mrs. Ryan here. But, that's collateral damage. This guy looks like a fucking caveman to me. Classic shock joke, Eric Zane, jealous of what other people have. I'm not jealous of you, Ryan. You have to attack them. No, I'm attacking them because you attacked me first. That's one of the things I love about Facebook. Here I am just doing my thing, promoting one of my shows with Ben Glaze, and this fat fuck comes in here and insults me and then gets butthurt because I insult him back. He is Hamas. I am Israel. All right? And then it's like, oh, I can't believe it. It's me. Oh, holy shit. Your tens of listeners have seen your wife. So what? Enjoy your new show. Hopefully you last longer than your last couple of shows. And I wrote, sure thing, cutie pie, with yet another picture of him. Michael wrote, imagine 8 years ago that show not sucking. Patrick says, Ryan, imagine being fired from a show and 8 years later you're still the only entertaining factor on that show. Chris wrote, imagine. Ben says, imagine coming up with an original comment. JT says, imagine worrying about someone from a show 8 years ago, what they say about said show. I love it. I live for that. Every time I promote Who Are These Free Beers on my Facebook page, there is someone that gets butthurt about that. Ryan says, I've said it to these trolls before, but there's no one better suited to commentate on that show than an expert such as yourself. The best sports commentators are ex-players. Absolutely. Absolutely. Not only do I have extensive experience in morning radio, I have extensive experience in them. Who gives a fuck? And there's absolutely a market for it. I've seen the numbers. I know who pays attention to Who Are These Free Beers. Thank you to all of you. You wouldn't believe it. If I put up a free sample available on the free platform, the amount of interest that just those free sample clips, those are the ones where I'm trying to get them to go to Patreon to sign up for 7 days free and listen to that whole show. Because more often than not, when people sign up for the free one, they stay members on Patreon. And it's remarkable, the hit percentage that I get on those. It's just fantastic. All right. For those folks watching on Facebook, X, and YouTube, it's time to say goodbye. Thank you so much. But be part of the 40 to 50 people on Twitch who enjoy the show live in its truest form. Right here. You have to download the Twitch app. Just go to the App Store and search Twitch. Download it and then search Eric Zane Live. All one word. There I am. Enjoy the show. Give yourself a username. You can hang out in the background. You can make comments. Sometimes if you say something, you might get smacked on the nose by your old pal EZ. It's all part of it. Tyler says, people just can't get over the whole, hey, you were fired thing. Oh, yeah, I know. That's like, oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got fired. You got fired more than once. Yeah, it didn't work out. I mean, my God. After Free Beer and Hot Wings, I ventured out on my own on a radio station. Didn't work. So I got to do something. That's why I'm here. Seems to be working out okay. A lot of work. But at the end of the day, there's a lot happening for your old pal EZ. By the way, I want to thank iHeartMedia because I reached out to them upon taking this job on Q100. I said, so look, Tim Fagan is his name. He's the boss. I go, Tim. So I'm taking this gig, and I wanted to know if I could still be on Big 101.3 and fill in on iHeart when you guys need it. Q100 is not in competition. There's no iHeart stations anywhere around. Would that be a conflict of interest? Do you mind? He goes, I do not mind. You're more than welcome to keep your job here with iHeart Grand Rapids. And I go, well, that's fine. Just great. I love that. Thank you so much. So that continues. I will still be on Big 101.3 on the weekends right here in West Michigan. All right. For the folks on Facebook, X, and YouTube, where are you? Okay, you're right there. I'm going to kick you out. Thank you so much for being here.